Good morning, everybody. So we are thrilled to inaugurate a new awards program this year to celebrate those who have contributed significantly to the life of ISPS-US. The Benedetti Award for lifetime service and the Christian Müller Award for a newer ISPS member's dedication to the organization. The awardees have been nominated by ISPS-US members and voted on by the awards committee, which includes myself, Kevin Healy, Nancy Burke, and Ann-Louise Silver. So first, it is my pleasure to be presenting the 2008 Christian Müller Award for dedication to ISPS-US and the psychosocial approaches to psychosis to Ron Unger. Ron Unger is a therapist and educator specializing in CBT for psychosis with a focus on relationships between trauma, dissociation, spirituality, and psychosis. He maintains a website, recoveryfrompsychosis.org, which is a rich resource for those who have an interest in or experience with psychosis recovery. He has served ISPS-US in a myriad of ways, many of which relate to his educational efforts. He is chair of the Education Committee and also of ISPS Pacific Northwest. He is also the host of our webinar series, which takes both bravery and a steady hand, is continuing to serve as moderator of the ISPS-US listserv. Congratulations.
Well, thank you for being here and making this group happen. And I feel in a way it's, you know, I've been around for a while to get an award for a newer member, but I guess I'm newer than some. But maybe next year, now they've got these awards going, I'm really hoping that some of you like get really energized and do lots of exciting things. Really, I've partly made up what I was going to do in this group, and I think you can too. I'm motivated by when I used to live in Berkeley, the news would come on and there'd be this guy, Scoop Nisker, and he'd say, if you don't like the news, go out and make some of your own. And so I'm really hoping that some of you, if ISPS isn't doing what you think it should, will step up and make it happen, and then it'll happen, and then maybe you'll get this award next year.
It is my honor to present the 2018 Benedetti Award for lifetime commitment to ISPS-US and to psychosocial approaches to psychosis to Dr. Brian Kohler. Brian Kohler is a founding member of ISPS-US and started the first ISPS-US branch in New York City in 1996, which has been meeting almost monthly for 22 years, mostly at NYU. He proposed a journal for ISPS at the 1994 ISPS conference in Washington, D.C. John Reed is the editor of Psychosis, and he appointed Brian as an associate editor. Brian is a former president for ISPS-US for 6 years and was an executive board member of ISPS for many years. Julie Kipp and Brian co-chaired the International ISPS meeting in New York City in 2015, in which persons attended from all continents. He has been working as a psychotherapist for over 40 years and has worked in New York City and state hospitals, outpatient clinics, in private practice in Manhattan, New York. He has learned a great deal from his therapy partners and feels deeply honored that they trust him to be their therapist. He's an adjunct associate professor in various graduate departments at NYU and Columbia University. He has taught for many years at CUNY and in several psychoanalytic institutes. He is a graduate, faculty, and supervisor in the NYU postdoctoral program in psychotherapy and psychoanalysis and of their psychoanalytic supervisor program. He also did intermediate level training in cognitive psychotherapy through the Institute of Behavior Therapy in New York in the early 90s. He has published many articles in various peer-reviewed journals and books, including a piece to be published soon in Scientific American. Brian proposed at the ISPS conference in London in 1997 that the neuroscience findings that were unfortunately called schizophrenia largely overlap with the neuroscience findings in early life stress, developmental trauma, chronic stress and social isolation, stigma, etc. His most recent project is petitioning the WHO and APA to drop the term schizophrenia, and he'll be speaking on the subject at Sunday at our conference. So welcome up, Brian. Congratulations.
This is quite a surprise. Well, I really don't know what to say. I'm like speechless. I'm sitting. Okay. Who said that? Oh, thank you, Jim. I don't know what to say. I was sitting there and I was just overcome with a lot of emotion. Thank you to everyone in this organization for all the work you do and for everyone showing up to sustain our organization. But the fact that this is the Gaetano Benedetti Award really means so much to me. He was, I had the pleasure of traveling with him and meeting him, and we kept up our friendship until he died. And he was, as most you know, our co-founder of our group with Christian Mueller, who's another mensch. So I just would like, I don't know if she's here, thank Julie Kipp, as Marie mentioned. Julie was the co-chair of, she's here? She's here somewhere. Oh, there, good shame. She was the co-chair of our international meeting in New York City, and she was founding member of ISPS-US. She was the first treasurer and secretary, and she's been very active helping the New York City group sustain itself over 22 years. And she's currently the treasurer for the international and an EC member of the international group. And she runs a therapeutic community called PROS up in the Bronx. And she's helped me a lot. I owe so much to her. I love her very much. And I love you, and thank you very much for